Hi folks, Ren here. Thought, word and deed. It's fairly easy to be pure in word and deed because you can control very easily whether you're going to be a nice person or a bad person, whether you're going to say something rude to somebody or whether you're going to punch somebody. That's up to you. It's quite easy to control that. But your thoughts, do you actually control your thoughts really well? It all started this because I was looking at somebody in a car the other day, and I had some very rude thoughts about them, unpleasant thoughts, not naughty thoughts, very unpleasant thoughts. I had some bad thoughts about their appearance, shall we say, and that then got me thinking, what a horrible thing to think, what a completely unnecessarily horrible thing to think. That person in that car could be a beautiful person with a wonderful personality, and I'm thinking horrible thoughts about them. So that makes me a bad person. I know that makes me a bad person. I shouldn't be thinking things like that. But that won't affect that person. My thoughts won't affect that person. My words would be, if I went up to that person and I said, I think you're ugly, or I think you're dressed horribly, or something like that, that would affect them directly. That would have a bearing on them and their day and how they feel about themselves. And my deeds, if I did something horrible to them, if I stood there pointing or something like that, or if I was to assault them because I found their dress sense so horribly offensive, which would be a ridiculous thing to do, those things would affect them, but my thoughts in my head won't. That person in the car will never know what I thought about them. So, do I have to be pure in my thoughts? I mean, really, you ought to at least try. You at least understand that some of your thoughts are horrible, and to turn them into words and deeds would be a horrible thing to do. But is it wrong to have bad thoughts? There's probably a couple of philosophies on that I might explore one day in the future. And that always gets me onto another subject that I have thought about in the past. Who is good? Or who is the most good? It's not very good English, that, is it? But better doesn't sound right. Good as in the sense it's a good person, a goodly person, a godly person perhaps. My analogy is this. Imagine you've got Mother Teresa, who is world renowned for being a good person. And then you've got a psycho killer, or somebody who at least has the mind of a psycho killer. He or she wants to hurt people, to torture people, and all these horrible things. They have some unusual desires for whatever peculiar reason they may have. And Mother Teresa has done all these wonderful things, but maybe she wanted to in her heart. Maybe that's the way she was made, and she was pure in thought as well as in words and deeds. Whereas the psycho killer never actually harmed anybody, never actually laid a finger on somebody, was never bad to anybody. But inside they were constantly fighting a torment, a demon, a problem or something inside the head. And then you realise that that must be very, very difficult for them. And therefore, who is the best person? Who is the person who's put the most effort into being a good person? It's just a little conundrum for you, a little thing to think about. Think about somebody who is renowned for being good. And we don't actually know many people who are bad, because people who are bad, who act bad, end up in prison. But imagine somebody who is bad, but has worked very, very hard to be good. Imagine the effort that they have to put in. It's just a thought. It's just one of those mind thoughts, the thing to think about. Anyway, that's enough from me for now. I've got to figure out how to switch this off.